There's more musical chairs with just one guy not always there. Going to take some days off. The fact that I was planning, because I was trying to be safe, that we'd have still a couple weeks before Brock came back. So the thought was always that we would just keep it going the same with Trey and I'm Sam. But I always was ready that this could happen. So the fact that this did happen is good. But, Brandon came on and did a really good job in OTAs. So that's, to me, what makes it a little bit harder, how to fit in a fourth guy. But he earned that. So that's what we're going to have to figure out as a staff with reps and everything. The ones and twos, pretty much, they get the same reps. So it's not a problem with the ones and twos. The threes are the ones who don't get as much. I keep reminding Brock, who's might be stressed out, he's missing today or something. I keep reminding him all he got were 3 reps last year for like the first month. So he's going to have a lot more reps regardless of what happens this year. But that's now we got to figure out for the twos, because Sudfeld got those mainly with the twos last year. Now we're going to split those up with those guys, and I know that'll bleed into the threes. But when it's said and done, hopefully it'll balance out. I know we're going to give them all an op, and that's also why those preseason games will probably be a little bit more for those guys too than they have been in the past.
All right, that's Kyle Shanahan. He was talking mostly there about the threes and the fours.
Yeah.
But the one thing that he made clear was where they are with Brock Purdy right now. And I want to use this sound from yesterday about how he expects Brock, how many first-team reps, et cetera, he's going to take. Because take a listen. This is another thing that, to me, leads me down the road of this thing might be more permanent than temporary. Take a listen.
He will when he's out there. The throwing plan's a little different. We're never going to have him go 3 days in a row. And so, like, today he threw just with his schedule from the weekend and everything. So today he threw, so tomorrow he won't practice. So the other guys will do the same thing as OTAs. They'll both go with the ones. And then Brock will have practices 2 and 3 to go. Then he'll take the next one off. So keep going that way.
All right, so Brock Purdy today is not practicing because he threw yesterday. So one of the things I think we can expect is, because Brock Purdy's not practicing today, the expectation is that Trey Lance and Darnold will split the ones.
I understand that.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting. What if one guy takes 17 snaps and one guy takes 12?
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you better, oh boy, Mike Dunleavy.
I love
but
my guys, yeah.
You best believe that the writers and the media out there are going to keep track of how many snaps each of those quarterback takes, what their numbers are, and that'll be the big story tomorrow. Who looked better at backup?
Okay. How about this, though, Steiny?
Yeah.
Tell me if you buy this. I'm knocking at your door. I'm going CNN. I can tell you right now who the better quarterback is between those two. It's Darnold. It's Darnold just from his experience. It's Darnold, if you want to go college career and the promise that he was supposed to have. So we already know, to me, before a pass is even thrown across the street, Steiny, that Darnold's better. And why I brought up CNN is the politics aspect of this is the only reason Lance is in this race is because what he was supposed to be. So you say what to that? We know who the better quarterback is right now between Lance and Darnold, right? They're only doing the right thing because they drafted Lance, hoping he would hit the ground running. Hadn't been kind of, it's not that. And I'm not hating on Lance. But, Steiny, there's an answer already to that question of who's the better.
Believe it or not, I would disagree with you.
Why?
Because, although you might be right, because we don't know, but to me, I think if you go on the 49ers' actions and their words, but primarily their
So you're saying
actions,
bringing Darnold in the first place?
No, I think to me, I'm going to take the 49ers at their word on this one. If they brought Sam Darnold in to compete with Trey Lance, then they don't know who's better. Then maybe they did bring Sam Darnold in to say, you think this guy's better than Sam Darnold, or you think Sam Darnold's better than Trey Lance? You know what? Not sure. Let's bring him in and find out. So I wouldn't say that necessarily about Sam Darnold being better than Trey Lance right now. He's certainly got more experience.
And in this system and this weaponry, oh my gosh! I'm scared for Trey.
Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud.
Forget Purdy. Can you beat out Sam Darnold? I hope you do, but I'm just against Donnie. I'm rooting for Trey, but I'm like,
I hope he does too. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. You brought something up, and to me, it's going to be obviously the key to the season. And I'm going to throw this out to 49er fans too at 888-957-9570. A guy has a good first year. Let's say really good, B+, A-.
Gotcha. All right. That's what Purdy had.
Sure.
A-.
I don't want to get into the equivalent about the grades. He was very good. All right. So what happens after that to players? They either get better, stay the same, or get worse.
Right.
My question to you, Guru, is this. You talked about the adjustment to the adjustment. And I'm not talking, forget stats for now, because I don't think I could recite Brock Purdy's stats from last year off the top of my head. This is about the good old-fashioned eye test.
My favorite.
And I want 49er fans to weigh in here, too. What does your gut tell you? What will your eyes tell you? Do you think Trey Lance, let's say the first 8-10 games of the season, looks better than last year? I'm talking eye test.
Okay.
Looks about the same as last year. Again, I'm talking eye test. Or do you think the eye test will show he might have taken a step back? Because I firmly believe nobody knows. Either Brock Purdy's going to get better because he's going to get more experience and learn more and the defenses aren't going to be, or he's not, because defenses are going to make the kind of adjustment that are going to mitigate all his strengths. Or do you think essentially he is what he is? And he's going to be the quarterback he was last year without a lot of variation.
I love the question, and I'll go Eddie Murphy, Sonny, because what he was when he came here was raw. That's what he was. Okay, shout out Eddie
Purdy.
Murphy. No, Trey Lance.
I'm talking about Purdy.
Oh, my goodness. He's going to be better. He will never go. I thought you were talking about he will never,
Why would we talk about the second or third string quarterback?
Because I thought.
I'm talking first string quarterback.
And I'm telling
Brock
you,
Purdy.
I love this.
Will he be better?
Better, Steiny.
Same?
Better.
Or a little? Okay, so you think he'll overcome the adjustments
no doubt.
that the defense is going to start showing?
And my main reason is he will have his big brother with him every time he takes the field.
That?
The big brother is Kyle Shanahan, and
Mark
that knowledge. Kyle Shanahan is his big brother because he will put him in situations to excel regardless of who's under center, and that will never fade. Now, Purdy, will he be perfect? No. Will every decision be perfect? No. But, son, I can tell you now, and I'll tell your parents, you got a Jedi calling plays and putting you in the best position to win. And that's why I don't think, if barring health, he will not relinquish this starting job. That's just fact.
And I agree with that. And that's where I'm taking it a step further after yesterday. He will not relinquish his starting job unless he's hurt. He will not relinquish it for his play.
I mean that. I want to see Trey, but
nor will he remain. I don't think he will remain on the bench.
It's done.
When healthy.
Think of what he did. You said the numbers, Steiny. I mean, the guy came in and didn't even know he was going to play. 13 touchdowns, 4 picks, 1,300 yards. And do you buy when you were winning the battles and I didn't even tell you when we had debate about how good Kittle was? The one thing Kittle didn't have is that production. He looked like Kelsey with your guy under center, Brock Purdy. Just that alone. Ayuk, he knows how to spread. He's a point guard, Brock Purdy. Now, Steiny, I could have egg on my face in week 5 or week 1 in Pittsburgh if he's under center and we're like, oh boy, coordinators have figured him out, this and that. But right now, it just looks like it's all good in the hood for the young man. And if he does his part, this team could be right back, hopefully playing a NFC championship game at home, because Evan, our producer Evan, E-Dog, gave us this stat. The last time an NFC team played 3 straight NFC championship games on the road, can you guess?
Cowboys.
I told you, I forgot.
80s.
1981 to 1983. Danny White, they lost all 3. If that happens this year, the Niners on the road, they would surpass that. So it's imperative that they get off to a good start and have to play 2 playoff games at home, Steiny, to get back to that plateau.